Turning, looking,
On a day in which the Yankees will immortalize Paul O'Neill in Monument Park and retire his number 21, the Yankees are trying to scratch and claw to avoid a 4-game sweep. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Yankees Game Night.
It's just a reaction.
Goodness gracious! This is Yankees Game Night.
All right. How about a little Bronx cheer? How about that? We win tomorrow. That's 2 in a row. We win the next day. That's a winning streak. Shout out to Lou Brown from Major League 2. All right, so first of all, we got to give congratulations out to the Warrior, Paul O'Neill, for having his number retired at Yankee Stadium. One of my favorite players ever. He played hard every single day, every at-bat, and that's his legacy, and it's a good one to have, if you ask me. Second of all, baby steps. This win doesn't change a lot from where we've been lately. Still not a ton of offense, but you won against a very good pitcher. It's a baby step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you just hope that yesterday was rock bottom and that today was the start of some momentum. However, with Scherzer and DeGrom the next 2 nights, it's not going to be easy, but as I saw Rajit from Tech Support mention in the comments just a few minutes ago, it sometimes when you face really tough pitchers all in a row and you know you have to score, it can kind of kick the offense into gear a little bit. That's baseball, Susan. You never know what can turn you around. Sometimes it's just the prospect of knowing that you're not supposed to score that can take the pressure off. Also, good news from the farm. Anthony Volpe homered and tripled and singled and stole 2 bases, giving him 42 steals on the season. Be nice to get some of that young 21-year-old energy in the Bronx. I tell you, it's not often that somebody makes the jump from Double A to Triple, or from Double A to the majors. Usually they stop off in Triple A, but it does happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's something that I would definitely take a look at. We got a quick Super Donut before we get to the recap from Junior Caroma. Says Nasty Nestor is legit as they come. Now 5th in the league in ERA, 2.68 on the season. So the Yankees executed a little bit of small ball today. They had a nice hit and run in the bottom of the first inning. Rizzo was on first base. He broke for second. And the shortstop went to cover, and DJ just placed it right where the shortstop would have been playing. Gurriel threw the ball away, and Rizzo scored to put the Yankees up 1-0. Reminder to hold your Super Donos until we are through the recap. I like that they're trying to make things happen and not just waiting for the 3-run home run. You saw him bunt today. But the hit and run makes a lot of sense early in the game. Get some motion, put some pressure on Manoah. Top of the third, Whit Merrifield hit a home run that bounced off the top of the wall twice. I have never seen that in my life, ever. I probably watched 100,000 baseball games in my life or played in. Never seen that happen a single time. If you were playing a baseball video game and that happened, you'd be like, man, the physics engine on this game sucks. But that's baseball. Bottom 3, DJ LeMahieu picked up a clutch 2-strike, 2-out base hit with a runner in scoring position to answer back and put the Yankees up 2-1. Top 4, outstanding defensive play by Anthony Rizzo in foul territory. You remember last year when we had a few different guys playing first base, how hard it was to get a real first baseman over there. Jay Bruce, Mike Ford was okay. We tried some other guys over there, but it's nice to have a legit good first baseman again. Be really fun when we apply that same philosophy to center field. I was going to say shortstop, but Oswaldo Cabrera today really opening some eyes. Things got heated in the bottom of the fifth. Andrew Benintendi, who had a nice day, ripped a double off the right field wall. And then with first base open, the first pitch from Alek Manoah drilled Aaron Judge in the upper arm. He was pissed off. He started to kind of look and talk to the mound, and it looked like it was about to be World War III. Why can't we be friends? But then they squashed it without incident, and luckily no punches thrown. Garrett Cole was pissed off. He was barking loud. He's had a rough day. He's going to have an extra glass of Cabernet with dinner tonight. Nestor Cortez was really, really sharp today. He stepped up in a big way when you needed a pitcher to really come through. He actually got stronger as the game went along. He struck out the side in the sixth inning. That's the type of stuff we're seeing early in the season from him, and it's good to have that back. Really nice job by Nestor Cortez. Final line, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Now the bad news. Jonathan Loaisiga came in for the top of the 7th. Once again, he didn't have it. I think lasagna might be cooked for the season. He's been struggling since April. I don't know if he's going to put it together at this point. This just seems like a lost season for him. Would you trust him coming into the playoffs? I wouldn't. Now, I know right now you don't have a lot of arms, but I think he'd be better off working out of the bullpen in AAA for the rest of the season to try and find himself. Peralta came in with 1 out. He allowed a single and a walk to tie the game at 2. But bottom 7, biggest moment of the game, Yankees answer right back.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Benny Baseball, his first home run as a Yankee, 2-run shot, 4th of the season, first in 50 games. Huge swing of the bat into the second deck to give the Yankees a 4-2 lead. And look, swings don't come any bigger than that when you're in a slump like the Yankees have been offensively. Answering right back and just taking a humongous amount of pressure off the team. And this was a shot too, second deck. I didn't see if he got a curtain call or not, but he probably deserved one. First Yankee home run in such a big spot. Top 8, you see the great play here by Oswaldo Cabrera. The Jeterian throw goes into the hole, gets up into the air, and throwing against his body, a one-hop perfect pick by Anthony Rizzo. Lou Trevino hangs on, 2-inning save, and just like that, the Yankees pick up a huge win to salvage the 4-game set to hold off the sweep. John Sterling, take it away.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Now, this could have gone either way. We had a very close belt vote before we went live, but there was a winner. There was one victor, and his name is Andrew Benintendi.
Let's go. Belt winner.
Dominic Rucco says Nestor is our ace. Cole is the number 2. You can't argue with the numbers this year. Now, when the playoffs roll around, you can bet your ass that Garrett Cole is going to be the number 1 starter. But I would feel more confident, honestly, right now in Nestor Cortez. A lot of people throw hard, right? A lot of people go up there with gas these days. But not a lot of people can mix it up with command and movement, changing speeds, than Nestor Cortez. Now, Jim Cott, one of my favorite announcers of all time, just announced his last game the other day. But he was always one of these guys who said that pitching is about disrupting timing, right? And you get the feeling that Nestor Cortez does that really well because you see guys have really tough at-bats against him. Got a super dono from Hernan Hernandez says, let's hope the Yankees tattoo the Mets. I can get on board with that. Then we got another super dono from Board Rican Veteran says, I'm starting Cortez in game 1 of the playoffs. And Bravo Willie says, Like I said, Cortez is my ace. I love Cabrera too, and thank you for the dono. I'll tell you what, the atmosphere is just so much better in here after a win, especially a win coming off of such a tough streak. But let's take a look at the box score real quick. Sean Browning says, seeing some of that warrior intensity on the team. Love it. Maybe it rubbed off a little bit today. So the Yankees only picked up 6 hits today, but the Blue Jays only had 5. Yankees won 4-2. That's their 74th win on the season against 48 losses. Blue Jays at 65-55. Benintendi, he was as serious as they get today. 2 hits, double, home run, trying to make up for a tough day yesterday defensively. Got the average back up to 300. That's got to feel good. Aaron Judge continues to slump at the plate a little bit. I think that's 9 games without a home run. He was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Average is down to 293, but I'm not going to hold it really against him because nobody behind him has really been hitting. Rizzo's kind of slow coming back from that back injury. He's had a couple of hits. I think he's hit 1 home run since he's come back. But until he proves that he can get hot again, Judge isn't going to see much. And Stanton had a tough day in rehab yesterday, but generally when he comes back, he's a guy who's kind of slow to pick it up, right? He'll probably struggle for a week to 10 days, strike out in about 40 to 50% of his at-bats, and then he'll run into a home run and he'll get hot. That's kind of how he's been throughout his career. DJ LeMahieu, 2 hits today, swinging the bat well, hitting the ball hard. He picked up an RBI. Only other hit came from Jose Trevino. He was 1 for 3, hitting 269. Marwin Gonzalez was in right field. He made a nice play. Pitching. Yankees did use 4 pitchers to get through this one. Manoah actually pitched pretty well, too. 6 innings of 1-run ball. But Cortez goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Loaizaga, 7th hold of the season despite not pitching well. A third of an inning, a hit, and a walk. No strikeouts. ERA over 6. I don't know if he has options or not, but the Yankees should consider it. Peralta, blown save despite pitching pretty well. The runner was on and he allowed it to score the inherited run. That counts as a blown save. Third of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. No earned runs charged to him. And Lou Trevino gets his 2nd win of the season in relief. And the Yankees hang on to squeak out a 4-2 victory. Corey says back-to-back wins versus the Mets would be fire. That would be fantastic. But let's borrow from the old baseball cliche, right? Let's take it one day at a time. Let's just concentrate on winning each day. I don't want these guys feeling like they have to win both games against Scherzer and DeGrom. Let's win tomorrow night. Come out and pitch great, make some nice defensive plays, keep them in the ballpark. It's going to be a team effort. One player can't do it all. I was listening to Colin Cowherd, who put it really well. He was talking about how in baseball, pretty much everybody gets an equal shot. In football, Tom Brady is going to touch the ball 60 times. Your best player is going to touch the ball the most. You're going to give the ball to your best shooter in basketball, right? But in baseball, Judge is going to get 4 at-bats. Benintendi's going to get 4 at-bats. Rizzo's going to get 4 at-bats. Some guys, bottom line, it might get 3. But for the most part, all your players are going to get equal opportunities. You never know where guys are going to hit the ball during the game, so anybody can come up big. So if everybody just puts in the focus of saying, look, I'm going to play my best baseball today. I'm going to do what I can to help the team win today and not worry about tomorrow. I mean, that's the coaching mindset. That's what you tell guys to, focus on what you can do to help the team win today. You don't have to hit a home run every at-bat. You don't have to steal a bag every time you're on base. Pick your opportunities. If the ball's hit to you, catch it. Hit the cutoff man. Run the bases well. If you're not swinging the bat well, at least have a good at-bat. Make the pitcher throw some pitches. Dion says he likes the small ball approach. I agree, 100%. Andrew Cheaty says, hate to be negative today, but Hicks and Gonzalez are bad. I'm not going to argue with it. Hicks is bad. Hicks, I think, is going to end up getting DFA'd. I mean, probably after the season. I don't see anybody trading for him. Richard Lewis says, feel better with the Mutts coming to the stadium.
Yeah, baby.
Parks and Young says, Hicks is taking at bats away from Florial. To be fair, Florial has not looked great either the last couple of days. He's looked kind of lost at the plate. Lori C says, please like and subscribe. Let's hear a round of applause for our mods. It's been really tough in the comments for the past, I'd say, 8 weeks, but especially over the last week. And our mods do a fantastic job of just kind of cleaning up the trolls and, keeping everybody engaged. So thank you so much to the mods. Papa Shampoo says, Stanton 0 for 4 today in rehab. As long as he's healthy, I could care less what he does in the minor leagues. Let's see here. Landon Thompson says, put Waldo in left field. By the way, I love the nickname Waldo. I haven't decided if I want to call him Waldo or Ozzy or Lee Harvey Oswaldo. That's more of a playful one. But, Waldo in left, Judge in center, and call up Peraza. The guy's energy is contagious. He says, hey, look, I'm all for calling up another shortstop, but I like Benintendi in left field. I know he had a tough day yesterday, but he's played left field a long time. I don't want to move him out of that spot. I would play Judge in center and consider putting Peraza in right. Or not Peraza, Cabrera in right. He looked good out there. If you decide to call up one of the shortstops, I got no problem putting a young switch hitter out there in right field and letting him play. He looked comfortable the other night. Not only stealing the home run, but, there were some hard hit balls right at him that he tracked down. That sounds bad, tracking down balls right at him, but they slice, they hook, they knuckle. It can be tough. Lori C says Torres should be traded in the offseason.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I agree 100%. Fritz Walter says, don't lose your self-respect against the Mets. Fight for every at-bat with full effort. You need to give him a motivational speech. I'll take it. Dominic Rucco says, keep up the great work. Love the channel. Love the audience. Round of applause for you guys. I'm nothing without you guys. I'm just one guy, one schmuck in his room talking sports. It's you guys who come every day and who contribute that make this channel what it is. And hopefully we'll just continue to grow and continue to have a good time. Win or lose, we're here after most games. I sound like Mike Tyson. Win or lose, we're here after most games. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Juan Santiago says, I'd rather have Florial over Hicks any day of the week. Want Hicks gone.
Absolutely. Hey.
I agree with you. Sawbelly says, we clearly don't need Gonzalez anymore. Yeah, Oswaldo Cabrera is essentially Gonzalez, except he can hit. But he does all the same stuff defensively. And Marwin Gonzalez really never plays, to be honest with you. Today was the rare time when he's actually in the lineup. Let's see here. Andrew B says, this man is a future Yankees manager. I don't know if I want that job. I have enough trouble dealing with you guys in the comments when I can moderate it. I don't know how I would handle the New York papers. Hoodie says, who are your top 3 middle relief guys right now? Oh, that's a tough one. I really like what Efros has done. I like him in middle relief and at the end of the game. I just think he's, with the funky arm motion, is tough to hit. It's hard to find 3 good ones right now, honestly. Holmes, when he's healthy, I think would be, I would slide him back in that setup role. But really, Wandy Peralta, Lucas Litke, those guys have been pretty reliable. The metrics are good. The numbers are good. They don't throw 100 miles an hour, but they get guys out. Zach M says, what's the chance that Cashman gets fired? I wouldn't say it's a very good chance because I think his contract is easy for me to say. I think his contract is expiring. It would be easy to just not re-sign him or to sign him to a different role, promote him to some other role like, executive vice president of, I don't know, food and beverage or whatever. Respect Shaq says, Derek Jeter hate coming to the stadium. He's been traveling a lot for that documentary, promoting that. I thought he would be there today for Paul O'Neill, but we got to see Bernie. We got to see Jorge Posada. Got to see Tino Martinez. He's been eating well in Tampa. Eating at the same place as Alek Manoah. Matty T says, that was a big win. So hyped. Frankie Baseball says, I would rather be O.J. Simpson's personal waiter than Yankees manager. That's a tough one. That O.J. thing, man, that's crazy. I'll tell you a funny story. It's not really a funny story. It's actually a really sad story. Growing up, 1994, I used to play baseball in the backyard with this kid named Ben. And we would play one-on-one baseball. We had this little backstop and a strike zone that you could throw it into. We played with wiffle ball bats and tennis balls. And we were great friends. And one day, O.J. Simpson's wife got killed. And the waiter, as I think his name was Ron Goldman, as Frankie points out. And that whole summer, the trial was on TV. So all we would do is play baseball and watch the trial. Play one-on-one baseball for 3-4 hours and then go watch the OJ trial and eat ice pops and play Sega Genesis. Probably the best summer of my life. A couple years ago, I found out that Ben was living in Las Vegas. It was probably 10 years ago. And I went to go write him a letter. And then I realized I didn't have his address, so I went to go look it up, and I found out he was in prison for murder. So I had to write him a letter in prison. Turns out, he was living with O.J. Simpson in prison. Now, that's a crazy story. It's a little dark, but it is what it is. Sean Browning says, Posada for manager. I love Posada.
I hardly agree.
He's got that energy of somebody you don't want to let down. Ruth Jones says, the Steinbrenner kids do not have their old man's desire to win, nor to give us fans a championship team. He'd have fired everyone weeks ago. He probably would have. Doesn't mean it would have worked, but he would have probably fired a lot of people weeks ago. I'll tell you what, he would have definitely come out and been more public and been more, I guess, out there and expressive about being disappointed with what's going on. But hey, we won today, and it's the first step, hopefully, in some positive momentum for this team. One more time from John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
I'll see you tomorrow night. We've got the Yankees versus the Mets from the Bronx. We got games on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday's an off day. And so Wednesday, I'm going to take the complete night off. I'm going to see this movie called Bullet Train with my buddy. Shout out to Brian McLam if you're watching. Looking forward to it, buddy. I'll see you guys when I see you.